Welcome to another Sunday motivation video. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. I just want to say thank you guys so much. For those of you who have subscribed, thank you. I am almost at 100 subscribers. And for those of you who haven't, if you want to be a part of that 100, those first 100 subscribers, go ahead. It would help out my channel a lot. Go ahead, subscribe, like the video, comment, share it, do all of that stuff. We want to touch the world. We want to touch the women of this world. So let's put it out there and each one help one. So I really do appreciate it. Today's video is going to be about obstacles. I get a lot of messages from you guys, especially on Instagram, and you guys tell me about the different things you guys are going through, and they're all obstacles in one form or another. Some obstacles are physical, some are financial, some are spiritual, some are mental, some are emotional, and some are just a combination of them all. And I totally get it. I 100% understand how when you have a certain obstacle in your life, how it could really hinder your progress if you allow it. Let's be clear. There is no obstacle in life that can stop you unless you let it. I'm not trying to, I'm very understanding of the different struggles that we each have to go through. I know some of you have different things you're struggling with, and I'm not trying to downplay on those things whatsoever. I know it's hard, I know. But I'm here to tell you that no matter what it is, no matter how big and insurmountable it might feel like, it cannot stop you unless you let it. It can't. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you a classic example. For years, two of the obstacles that I've had to face, I've carried them around for many years, and I still am working on myself today. But those would be shame and guilt. For those of you who watched my very first YouTube video, I told you about my, I didn't really tell you about it, but I shared the fact that when I was 19, I was involved in sexual assault, and I told you about this, and it was definitely like a weight partially lifted off my shoulders. It doesn't end there. I still work on the shame that I associate with that all the time, and the guilt of abortion in my life. Like, I struggle with that as well. But here's the funny thing about those two obstacles that I face. To me, they're more emotional, spiritual, mental obstacles, because they can't physically or financially stop me from doing anything. But I think some of the mental blocks, some of those mental obstacles are sometimes the strongest ones, because what goes on up here is what eventually is going to happen out here, right? And for years, I've held on to this shame and this guilt and felt like I didn't deserve good things, or I didn't deserve people who cared for me and loved me in my life. I didn't deserve to be successful. I didn't deserve to have loving friends and a loving spouse one day. I literally felt this. And I think now that I look back at some of my relationships, I can tell that because of the way I thought, it led me into relationships that were not good for me. Because as soon as I saw someone was giving me the kind of attention that I didn't think I deserved, I thought that that was something that was right for me. But in reality, it's more than just someone giving you attention, or someone saying nice things to you, or someone being present in a certain way. Like, it's so much bigger than that. And it took me a really long time to learn that. So yeah, we all have obstacles we have to deal with. That's just two of mine. And I'm not by any way saying that I've overcome them completely. But what I have come to the realization of is this. I can either sit here and continue to feel guilty or ashamed of myself, knowing full and well that God has already forgiven me long time ago. Okay? wipe that slate clean. And he's sitting there thinking, so are you really still gonna like hold yourself here? I already let that go. Like, let's move on. Oh, you still want to talk about this? Okay. Like, I just had to realize that until I let it go, until I let myself be free of this guilt and this shame, I'm not gonna progress. Like, I'll always reach only so far and then sabotage myself because I feel like I don't deserve it, or I feel like, no, I don't deserve something like that. I share my story with you ladies because I know a lot of you have been in similar situations, like exact situations, whether it's abuse, assault, whatever, but I feel like we've all been down a similar path at some point. And a lot of you are holding on to this and putting yourselves in positions that show me that you don't fully realize your worth. And this is the place that I had to get to. I had to fully realize my worth. Like, this is not an obstacle, but a part of me that I'll share is that I decided to fully commit to being celibate 3 years ago. Now, a year before, so 4.5 years ago, I had decided on it. I knew that it was the right thing for me to do. I can't explain how I knew, I just knew. But then, of course, I met someone, and I wasn't at that emotional and mental stage yet where I had developed myself enough to stop, I guess, punishing myself for the things that had happened in my life or the choices I had made or whatever. So when this person came along and they were showing me all these amazing things and treating me the way I didn't think I deserved, crazy, I know. I was willing to throw away the things that I believed to make our relationship work. And what I realized over time is that you should be with a person who believes in the things that you believe. You shouldn't have to compromise with your core beliefs, your core values. Because no matter what, if you are, whether it's a business relationship, intimate relationship, or a friendship, if you and the people that you align yourself with don't have similar values, one of two things is always going to happen. When you guys are going along your roads, because you probably are on separate roads, right? As you're going along and your roads start to separate, you are either going to do one of two things. You're going to have to leave them, or you're going to abandon what you believe and follow them. It's one or the other. Or third, you're just going to stand still and be stagnant, just kind of sitting in limbo. So that's kind of what I was doing. I was following his guidance in a sense and following where he was going, and it was putting a strain on all the things that I believed in. And then once I ended that, I decided, you know what, enough's enough. I feel like everybody has that one relationship that's like a turning point for them. So my last one was that. And I said, no, I'm not doing this anymore. And I fully understand what my worth is. It goes way beyond the physical, way beyond it, way. I've always worked on the internal stuff more than I have the physical stuff. Always, even when I didn't realize it, because I always understood that, or I shouldn't say I understood, I always wanted, and this is something I've always wished for, is that the people that gravitate to me, the people that become my friends, partners in business, the person who eventually becomes my spouse, it's great that something physical or my personality or whatever attracted them to me, but ultimately I want what they fall in love with is my heart, my soul. That's what I want them to fall in love with, because I know that all of this, looks and everything, they change. They don't stay the same. And even if you're a person who ages well or whatever, it doesn't matter. They still change. You're not the same person you were 20, 30 years ago. I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. So, yeah, I've always just looked out for that. I want somebody who sees my heart and my soul and will be like, yeah, I'm attracted to her and everything physically, but there's just something about in here that just, it's like a magnet. So staying on my celibate journey for the last 3 years has been an interesting journey. It has. Dating is interesting when you're celibate. But anyway, if you guys want to hear more about that, you can comment below and I will put out a video telling you a little bit more about my 3-year celibacy journey and how that's been going. But yes, your obstacles, you cannot allow them to stop you, because the greatness that's inside of you, I'm telling you, it's just waiting for you to realize how dope you are. I'm telling you, your purpose, your like everything, your spirit is in there just waiting, just like saying, man, if she knew how amazing she was, she wouldn't put up with that. She wouldn't let that stop her. So if you take anything away from today's video, just remember that you're capable. You've got this. You can do this. Any obstacle that's put in your way, any obstacle that you're facing, let it be the thing that makes you stronger, that makes you better, that makes you more equipped for that amazing, wonderful life that you're working so hard for. All right? Don't let it hinder you, because it can't if you don't let it. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. Stay tuned for more details on the women's empowerment event that I'm having coming up in late June. And keep in touch with me on social media so you can hear more about that. It's going to be in Toronto. It's going to be amazing. I got some amazing speakers lined up, some great women. And the thing about this event is I wanted it to be focused on regular, everyday women like me, like you. So you can see that, hey, we're everyday women just like you. And we're doing things and we have our obstacles, but we're overcoming them and we're moving forward. Because one of the things I've noticed, and I'll be quick on this, one of the things I've noticed when I go to big events and I go to conferences, seminars, workshops all the time, and they'll have speakers there that are like Fortune 500 CEOs and New York Times best-selling authors, and that's great. They come up on the stage, you're talking about their experiences and everything, and you resonate with them, you feel inspired by them, but sometimes that gap between where you are and where they are just feels so large, and you mentally can't comprehend how you could ever get there. So that inspiration slowly turns to like disappointment. It actually makes you turn around and feel like you're not doing anything with your life sometimes because you haven't reached there yet. So this event was geared towards finding speakers that are living everyday lives and working towards the things that they're doing in this world and building brands from the ground up, but they're not all the way at the top yet, but they're working and they're getting there. They might be a little further ahead than us, but they're getting there. And I feel like when we speak with them and we pick their brains, they're more likely to give us information that could really help us take us from point A to point B, because they were just not too long ago at point A. So it's so much easier for them to recall, hey, yeah, I remember when I was going through that, how hard that was. Oh, here's what I did. Sometimes when you talk to people that have been in the game for like 20, 30 years, they can't remember what the like nitty gritty stuff that got them through the tough times in the beginning. They remember the big stuff sometimes, and they can tell you those stories, but those little everyday things are what's going to get you through it. So yeah, I really wanted to focus the attention on that and just having sister talks and we talking with each other. Listen to me. We all have knowledge, we all have expertise, we all have wisdom. And if we come together and share what we know, we would all get so much further ahead. So when you come to this this event that I'm having in June, because I'm already assuming you're gonna come, like I'm already putting that out there. So when you come, right, come knowing that you are gonna learn from other women, but also come expecting to teach someone to, because there's going to be women there that you're going to talk to, you're going to network with, you're going to connect with, and they might say something, or at the roundtable discussions you all might be talking about something, and something may help somebody in that room. So don't just come with the mindset of, oh, I'm going to take and learn and grow, and come with the expectation that you're going to grow and you're going to get lots of great information, but you're also going to give. All right. Anyway, I'm going to end it here. Again, thank you so much for sticking out to the end. Share. You should do that. You should just share this. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to head out. I'm thinking of doing Facebook Lives every week, so let me know what you'd like me to talk about if you got to the end of this video. All right, guys, have a great day and a great week. Take care.